Winston City Council, August 17, 2026.
And landed about 50 yards down on the other side.
The prep was literally the hardest part. Once you start, it's like, yeah, you get that drip edge and gutter edge.
Yeah, no, I don't like
You're-
it.
Oh, I cut my
And then we got a hailstorm there one time, about $2 worth of
When she
Cut
brought it in, so I got a little.
But I love Judith.
Well, it's like a full mic.
Judith.
Chris?
That's right.
Thomas, how's it going?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
Brought it in.
So you have more room for your trailer and stuff?
Yeah, that's all.
Gee,
Easy,
Whoop.
Sorry.
No big deal. Hard of hearing.
Yeah, I have hearing aids.
Well, you know why Cindy doesn't wake up.
So you have to your trailer, you don't bring your trailer up there, do you?
I'm thinking about challenging it now with this wheel. I mean, 25 foot bottom.
That's in there easy, right?
Yeah, well,
Between the wall and
I was,
my house.
I have two cats. I have two cats.
Because I got back up and I got jackknife to the left on my driveway.
10 weeks old.
And that was a 25 foot trailer, so my 38.
What kind is it?
Cocker
I
Spaniel.
think I'm gonna challenge it.
Oh, those are nice.
really?
Yeah,
Charlie,
I can jackback that thing really good. So, and I got a slide hitch to drop it
Just like
down.
Jackson.
So,
Any-
away from my
anybody-
cat.
Yes, that's why you don't have.
Anybody can jackknife really good. It's if you can get it out.
The
of
key
there.
is I got a lot of splint in the back of my trailer, so I gotta be able to make the wall and that.
Now, do you go up, so you go up and then back into your place when you do it?
You know, I turn around the field,
And you
go out
back-
the street, and back it.
Back over.
All the way up.
Look at the time I
Takes
have
me a
a
minute, I can back the trailer away. Just use your ears, they're fine.
Yeah. Well, you don't, because they might.
I almost jackknifed yesterday. We have Tyee. Just missed that stump. Backing into the pucker brush.
You've had some close calls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're really getting used to that.
Is that your phone? No. It's like a phone.
Here, no, this is the
Trying to
phone.
go digital age.
Is that a Samsung device?
She doesn't
Yes.
look at your
Okay.
computer.
We got them for our maintenance program. And then I took one and music for myself.
Nice.
Oh, my
And then I was
goodness.
able to
I told the guys if
get this set up so we can
this
connect to our shared drive at work.
Perfect.
I got access from my house, I got access to any of our Excel sheets or daily logs or whatever. I can
How much, that'd be terribly expensive.
Well, it's coming along. I just wish we had a better scanner because it looks better when we first put it together. It looked.
So, cardboard units, we got.
We originally got them because these have
Anything in here
the
that's
charter
geared
system
to
on
the-
it, so we have a dock in there.
Right.
This
For
one,
maintenance. But,
it's not very good.
Because you know, you have no
That's
scan.
40K.
But the council minutes that you see for the council meetings, you're going to see the same minute layout for all of our boards, commissions, committee meetings, including the new park
No,
advisory
we have no
committee.
generator in there, so it's not- you can't look at anything, you can't do
All right.
anything.
It's really,
Good.
everything should be tight.
More specifically, I think that our staff reports are going to be uniform, all the same, the information, background, and a sample motion for you. So I'm just trying
Should
to
have a screen.
provide as much support for the council as we can.
yeah. So
That way
remember that,
guys are getting something.
sample motions are the end of every report that we need a motion.
You know
Why
what?
is that? You get done?
Yeah, any actionable item that has a staff report, there's a sample motion now at the end of the staff report. It's in a blue box.
It's a cute little table.
It is cute, isn't
It is
it?
adorable.
Nice and compact.
It is nice. Well, in Thomas's defense, no one showed
Well,
up.
that was because it came off the computer.
What is that thing called? What is it?
It's a tablet. It's just a Samsung Galaxy.
Looks like a goddamn phone.
No, it's just a tablet. It's just,
See how it is.
yeah. It's, that's for their head.
There's no one religious here.
I don't have a filter.
Thank you, everybody, for coming. Would you please stand and say pledge of allegiance?
States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Counselor Hobson? Here. Counselor White? Here. Counselor Cunningham?
Here.
And Counselor Wiggins is excused. He has family from Florida. Great grandparents from Florida. And Mayor Gaines is here. Are there any adjustments to the agenda?
None, Your Honor.
Okay. Consent agenda. Approval of the council minutes for August 3rd, 2026.
I move that we approve the minutes as presented.
And a second?
I'll second.
And all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. And now we need acceptance of minutes for the economic development, July 8th of 2026.
Before we do that, I'd just like to make one very, very brief comment. And this is maybe for the benefit of the audience also. One of the things as it's being looked at is a theme park at Looking Glass and Safari. And that could potentially have an indirect impact, one on the city and Mr. Sherlock and Shirley for the sewer department. Okay? And so far, nothing has been filed on that, but I just want to make that a notation that that's something that's floating around. The the county commissioners granted $150,000 for a research study on that. But that was the only addition, and I wanted to expand just a little bit.
And we do want it to happen. So, good. Okay. Acceptance of minutes.
I make a motion to accept the
There we
minutes
go.
as read.
And second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Okay, comments from the audience. Anyone wishing to discuss an item not listed on this agenda may address the city council. Please state your name and city residing. No, we're going to change that.
We are, Mayor. My apologies.
Not address, just the city you resided. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Speakers may not defame, intimidate, use profanity, or make personal affronts. The council may delay action until it has sufficient information on the issue. Nobody?
If there's nobody, I'll go real quick.
Okay.
Hello, my name's Steve Hammerson. I am from Roseburg, or I live in Roseburg, Oregon. I just wanted to commend council and mayor for being transparent about the flock camera situation. It's quite a controversial, and I mean, I've been trying to figure out the algorithm on Facebook since I first started campaigning. Nothing. I did a video on flock cameras. One of them hit 74,000 views. Another one hit like 53,000 views. So I just want to commend you guys for being transparent, having it on the agenda, having an opportunity for people to talk about it. I think part of the problem, what we've seen in some of the controversy around it, really is the lack of that proactive commentary. So I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Thank you very, very much, Steve. Thank you. Okay, anybody else? Okay, thank you very, very much. Reports, boards, commissions, committees, and schools. Friends of the Winston Library. Paula, you first.
Hello, I'm Paula Kretzer, the director of the Winston Library. I'm here today to present the 2025-26 end of the year budget and to move forward with the 2026-27, kind of a draft of what we're going to go with of a budget.
Yeah, I get it.
So the first page is just, the usual statistics for the library. We are still growing. We are still helping a lot of patrons in the community. We do get a lot of people from Green, because they can't go to Roseburg. So
Yeah.
we welcome them in. The next page is, the budget.
Can I ask why they can't go to Roseburg?
Because if you live outside of Roseburg proper, they charge you $60 to be a member of the library.
Sorry. You're kidding.
No.
No, that's correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
We should annex them.
We are not a part of their system at all.
She means green, I think,
I'm
Doug.
talking about green. We should annex green.
Oh, sorry.
You're
That's
about
out my realm.
Green. Green. I think that green. Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, the second page, like I
Wow.
said, is the budget, and then the third page is the 2026-27 proposed budget.
So where did you go up the almost 3,000? Is that for the full-time employees so that we can be certified?
Part-time, yeah.
Or, yeah, so that will.
Do you want me to elaborate on that?
Yes, I do. Yes, I
Okay.
do.
So, the director has been working before me. You know, this has been, it was not me that did it. Anyways, the director has been working 12 hours per week for however long they've been doing it. The state came a couple months ago and said that it's supposed to be 20 hours,
Yeah.
which is part-time versus the 12. I don't know where that came from. It was before me. So we have to raise the hours.
Paula,
Yes,
it was half the 24 hours that the library's open.
that's what I
That's what I understand.
that's what I figured that they interpreted it.
Right.
Instead of being half of 40 hours, they interpreted it as the library is open for 24 hours, so they only did half of what the library was open for, which is incorrect.
So now the state's come back and said, no, you have to be open for 20, or you
No,
have to
have a
work
director.
20
Yes.
hours.
Normal 40-hour work week, say.
Right. We're not open 40
I
hours.
know, but they consider a full work week 40 hours a week, so even though we're not open 40 hours a week, they want a part-time employee to be working 20 hours a week.
Yeah.
To be considered a public library.
Are they gonna help us pay for that?
I'm sure they're not.
Anyways, that's all.
Yeah, so.
The
okay.
grants do not help the salary.
They didn't?
They do not, will not, and do not help the salary. All they will do is help by provisions for the library.
Keep it open, by
Anyways,
Okay.
that will be presented a little bit later, as we move along with the transition.
Right, okay, well, good, I'm glad she's willing to do that. You know, she might have had something else going on too, so. So you're gonna bring your budget in for
Well,
approval?
then, yes. Yes, I will have to go to the board. I mean, we're still in the process of doing it too.
Okay.
So I'll still go back to the board, present this back to them, and then I'll bring it back to you.
Okay.
Yes.
Sample.
Few steps you have to take.
I know,
Yeah.
it's a long process.
All right, are there any questions? Do you have any questions? Cool.
Thank you very
Paula.
much.
Thank you. Okay, so now we have economic development for August 12th. Mr. Cunningham.
As I said, this was in the packet
Okay.
earlier. We could look at it, and what I expounded on a little bit was concerning the possibility of a theme park at Looking Glass and Safari, which involves approximately 600 acres. And-
Timber
Yeah.
themed theme.
All right, and the items of concern on that, one would be for the water department, because it's gonna take a lot of water. And the second one would be for the sewer plant, because they're gonna generate a lot of sewage. And so, the reason that I mentioned this and more is to put it up on the radar so the principals know about it.
Well, the water, I'm sure the water, and I know we've talked about it at a small point. So, let's just hope it goes through.
I hope
That'd
that
be-
too.
They're talking about how many, 800 jobs?
800 full-time jobs with 2,000 at high peak.
And which will have an impact on the city of Winston.
Yes.
Big
And
time.
businesses.
Mayor, if I may,
Homes.
the most recent number we got was 832 and 2,000 seasonal jobs. So it
Yeah.
is the sheer magnitude of it is fairly significant. And what they're doing now shows very strong indications of really looking at the viability of it. The site suitability tests, the test pits, the surveying work, all of those things working together in terms of them doing their due diligence, asking the county for a funding source for some of the financial diligence as well. So it would be
It
a
could
very
balance
large.
our budget, for sure.
But, yeah, even though they're not in the city limits.
The property
Part
is
of it is.
They're still gonna
Yeah,
have
it
to.
is.
it is in the urban growth boundary,
Yeah.
but jurisdictional boundaries don't really play a factor because the property itself is in tribal trust
Right.
and would be exempt from local rules,
But it's still
including
in city
permitting
limits.
and property taxes. Yes. So the additional stress on our city services, on our system, you mentioned wastewater, the plant capacity. We know that those numbers are up there in terms of pushing our loads. So there's different ways that we need to look at a development like that contributing to offset the additional stress on our system. So, but it's very premature. They started approaching us months ago. The mayor can give full inclination, but it's out there now. It's being talked about in a significant regard.
They asked us to be quiet about it. They said, please don't say anything because it's still 4 or 5 years. And I was actually on the coast and somebody brought it up and I said, well, we're supposed to be quiet. And they said, oh, the investors are telling everybody about it and they're already digging holes. So I came back and said, we don't have to be quiet anymore. All right.
So-
Thank you.
So anyway, it's in the packet, and so I'd like to make a motion on the back of that.
Okay. It's already been accepted.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Department reports, wastewater, Mr. Sherlock.
Yes, good evening. I don't have a whole lot more to add. Just have a very basic report. We've been busy, of course, dealing with the odds and ends siphon debacles. And then
Debacles.
yeah, that's one way to put it. We did last week discover, and it's a good thing that we had budgeted this year to replace our pumps, our main inflow pumps, because we'd already purchased them. This year was the install. Our inflow pump number 3 has some significant cracks in the volute. So it's not leaking, but it is structural. Luckily, there's more bolts holding it in place. So, we didn't take it offline, but it is at the end of its life. So worked out that we already had the pumps.
You have another one to put in there.
We have brand new pumps
Yeah.
that we purchased. So
Purchased at a lower price than next year.
And you can get
Probably.
parts for it. Probably.
yes.
Just real quick, approximately how much of capacity are you at now?
We don't have any capacity. So that's another thing we've budgeted this year, and I say this jokingly. A couple of years ago, we did a flow and load study on the facility, and it's a very broad strokes look at where the plant's at in terms of its capacity, and it showed over capacity in several areas, not just flow, but the load on it as well. So there was some kind of caveats to that. One, the data we had recycle streams in it, and so it added an artificial load to the plant. We've since removed those recycle streams. So going forward this year, we have a facilities plan scheduled, and that kind of looks at everything the flow and load study did, except more in depth and then more facility wise. And when we do this, we will have data now that doesn't have those recycle streams,
Okay.
and so we should be able to get a better look.
Better look at what we've got.
Yes. So we know we're reaching capacity. We know the math shows that we're over capacity, but we haven't had trouble meeting the permit yet. So hopefully with this study, it'll give us a more direct and better look at where we stand.
And where we stand and what we're gonna have to do.
and a plan moving forward. Yep.
And that's important information.
Well, it is,
If,
and it's,
if during, say if this, in the future, and we're looking, and it takes a long time to upgrade a plant like this, if this thing would happen to come in, and then we get a heavy rain,
Mm-hmm.
inflows, how much bigger would it have to be to handle all that?
So most of the like rain events that we get, the inflow we get is from the old sewer systems. So their system, ideally would be all new and nice
All
and
new
tight
with-
and sealed. So we wouldn't really
Yeah.
see any flow from that. I know there's lots of talks of this place going in, but they haven't, mentioned anything. We know
Nobody's
nothing
said
of load to the facility.
Yeah.
We don't know whether they're planning on going to our facility or creating their
or
own.
doing their own like they did.
We know nothing.
Yeah.
So
Also,
Yeah.
at the low water level in the river right now, is that causing any problems?
It's great for blasting
no, not for
or drilling.
us. I mean, in terms of
Of your outflow?
no, our outflow in the summertime, especially right now, we're technically cooler than the river itself. Because the river is a very, like you said, it's low flowing, it's shallow, it's solid rock bottom, so it's a very warm river. That is something that we have to address coming up in our new permit.
Well, I noticed that I read the river temperatures, and I noticed that it's actually gone down at Brockway
Mm-hmm.
than it was. So is that because of you guys?
No, I mean we've had a fairly mild summer. It's been
but-
dry, but it hasn't been excessive
No.
in the heat. And when you
No.
look at the river temps, and we have weeks of the 90s or even 100 degree, you
Yeah.
do see it spike
It'll get
a
up there.
lot. Yeah.
Well, it was at 79 and it was at 75 now.
Mhm.
So that's good.
Yeah. It doesn't, for us, we'll still have to cool, even though right now we are cooler than the south, we will have to cool it even more to discharge. And that's part of this facilities plan is what they'll address.
That's what I was wondering.
Okay. Thank you, Chris. Thank you. Okay, Police Chief Mr. Sardi. Chief Sardi. Sorry.
For a while. Morning, or good afternoon, everybody. Council Mayor.
Yes, please.
So, kind of give you a rundown of what I've done in the last couple months. I wrote a grant for $5,000 for admin and patrol operations, just to kind of keep everything up and running. It's a CIS grant, been working on that. I got that turned in. I did a $10,000 body cam grant through CIS, and I also did a evidence property grant for $5,000, and that's to get us an evidence dryer. And basically that dryer allows us to get best evidence possible for suspect or victim or whatever, so we can present that to the district attorney. I always want to try to get the best evidence and collect it as proper as possible for whoever we either take in custody or for the victim themselves. I also wrote a what they call policy administrative support grant that helps us pay for Lexipol, the DMS system, which is very expensive. That's part of our accreditation component, but it's also our Lexipol policy. And our Lexipol policy, most agencies in Oregon use that, actually around the country use it, and they give us updates. Actually have someone that does updates, or had someone that does updates, and goes through it and processes it every 6 months. It takes hours and hours worth of work, but what we do is we take the case laws that come in and we modify it to our department policy and procedure. Every agency in Douglas County is currently on it. We've all done it, so we all have a very similar in nature policy. So when we're out in the field working, we can do stuff that is safe, if that makes sense. So we're all on the same track. So we've been doing that for actually for probably 15 years. So I wrote that for $5,000, or excuse me, $4,350. I also did a wellness grant, and this one was a little unique in nature. It was one that was out there. It's for $5,000, and it talked about officer wellness, and they went into a whole list of areas that we can help, from counseling, and that's kind of the direction I thought it was originally from, or they were talking about, but I used a different spin on it. They talk about time off, And so I'm like, what if I wrote a grant and I talked about when I see an officer that's going through stress on notifying a family of a death or something that I saw that was drastic or in that nature, that I could say, you know what, take some time off, it's not gonna hurt you. And I have it on the books. So I wrote it for that to see if I get it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's something I'll get, maybe it's not, I don't know. But that's kind of just out of the box
Don't
thinking
they
on that
call
one.
those personal days?
Yeah. And then I did obviously, you folks know about the U.S. Grants that I was telling you about to try to recover an officer position for $125,000. I submitted that. That's under current staffing levels. We're gonna have to change that. But I wrote for that. The seismic retrofit grant, the Oregon Business Grant for $2.3 million, we did get awarded that. That's gonna happen, or at least I believe it's gonna happen. We're gonna move forward on that. And then the lieutenant, part of his last duties before he's gone is he completed the accreditation. So now we're waiting for the inspection component, which I'll pick up and work on that. If we get approved through the accreditation, it allows the city to get a 1% discount. It doesn't sound like much, but actually it's up to $5,500 a year. So it helps. It's just a way of saving money. I'm just trying to do everything I can to save money, but it's not enough. The city came to me, so part of my strategy and what I've been working on, and I'm trying to, let's just say I'm trying to maintain. The city came to me and asked me to cut money out of my budget, and I had a management team discussion with my sergeant and lieutenant, and we talked about options and angles that we can do to cut even more. We cut a huge amount out of the budget this year. Even though our budget operations went up, and it was for kind of what the city is. It's talking about benefit packages. It's talking about all the stuff that I have no control over. My control component is dealing with the operational aspects of the department, give you folks the best quality police services I can possibly give. That has taken a major hit this time. So I had a meeting with my staff and I discussed it with them, and I was just expecting the city to come at me with a $50,000 more hit, or 80 at max. They came at me with $215,000. I've never had that. I've been a manager in this city since 2004 under Chief Google. All combined, we never had that much in 1 year. Major hit operations. My lieutenant is retiring. He's not retiring in good he's retiring in good standings. He's not happy. Let's just say that. He put 24 years here and he's walking. And I actually,
He had 30 years.
total service in law enforcement he does.
Okay.
And in Winston he had 24.
Okay, thank you.
So he's my right arm. He's the one that I basically taught him to do everything that I did when I worked for Chief Google. And it's a major detriment to the department for me. I don't even know. Currently we have one officer in Dent. I was allowed to hire a patrolman in July, which we hired in May. Now I'm losing my lieutenant. I got an officer in Dent. I got an officer on back surgery for 6 months. So I'm down 3 positions now. And I don't even know how I'm going to make 24 hours to give people time off. I'm probably going back to the road for a short period until we get hit with another. Like I told everyone here last time, I will be the one to go. I sat down with Lieutenant and told him I will leave and he can take the show if that's what he wants to do. And he said, Brandon, he goes, we've been friends we've been friends 40 years. He goes, I got to go. And I said, okay. I'm like, your call, but I'll walk. And he said, no, I want to go. It's not right, but he's not prepared. Neither am I, honestly. But I know that it's a money issue. I got my own concerns about it. I'll leave it at that. And like I told the manager, I'm just gonna, I'll just leave it alone. So the other thing is, he's gonna retire on September 1st, 3 weeks away. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do for supervision. I gotta figure out how to make the department function properly and try to give you the best service. I don't even know how I'm gonna do that yet. I need a command staff to work that. So I don't even know. I'm in the dark on that. My staff is begging and pleading, honestly, and it's been humbling for me to stay. And I know as a good leader, you don't typically walk out when times are rough. But at the same time, there's only so much you can do, right? And I told my former chief on his deathbed, the day he died, that I would leave the department better standings, and just like he left it for me. He asked me that. His last words to me before I walked out. I've accomplished that task. I can't go backwards, and I'm not going backwards. So if my hands are tied, so be it, and I'll move on. I can't do that. And so I hope you guys honor that at the best. The last thing, and I'll let it go. I can go on a ramble, and I don't mind. And I apologize for cussing, but I'm pretty upset. The last thing is I am stopping the contract for Flock. So with the lieutenant gone, the flock camera's gone, it saves us 217,000, I think, is some change. Is that correct? 217? So 217, that gets us through the threshold to get what the city needs to apparently make the budget work for right now. And then I know we're getting more cuts. So
Did you say the flock cameras are gone?
they're gone.
Yes.
Yeah, I canceled it today online with them. I told them no more. Yeah, again, there's public trust, and I don't like the Big Brother program. If everyone understood actually how those cameras worked, they probably wouldn't be as bad off as what everyone believes. A lot of people talk about them. They're actually been a great tool. I mean, but again, it depends on who's at the helm too, right? And I don't want them taken advantage of. And I get that. And I don't like Big Brother seeing us. But when it talks about some kid being kidnapped or a homicide suspect we're looking for, man, they're a great tool. We solved the homicide on one of them. So when we are short staffed, speaking of staffing levels right now, it is so hard to we've solved, I don't know how many cases in the parks. That seems to be the big issue, is the parks. We've solved huge cases in the parks. Huge. On those cameras. They're local stuff, but we solved them, and it worked out. The drive-by shooting, like I said last time, that solved us too. I mean, it was a great tool for us, but I understand we're here to serve the community. If the community doesn't want them, we're cutting them off. And my hands are kind of tied too, but that's the first one I picked, so was the flock. So I know we're going to the staff report, but that's here or there. Okay, so that is done. The court. So the changes that I made with the court to try to get it operational, I don't know if we are discussing on canceling that or cutting back on the court. I heard there is word on that. I don't know where we're at on that. So at current staffing right now, we're at about 40% increase from this time last year, just by the small implementations. We're working on trying to get a policy and procedure together because the court doesn't have one. I think it's kind of important to have. So we're working on that. I'm still training my admin assistant with the court clerk to try to save us some money, and it actually does, having them work together when one's off. And the areas that people don't see it is like when the judge makes a ruling, we got to abide by that ruling. And that could be a contempt order, that can be, there's several different things that take up staff time, custody, taking someone into custody, jail time, all of that. With them cross-trained, it allows them to do that if one's here, not here, whatever, with the judge, and it saves us money. And, my whole role this year has been trying to save money and make things work. It's just, unfortunately, it's not enough for us. I'm just really disappointed in the budget, but it is what it is. There's not a lot I can do about it.
Chief, was just one thing on the court, going back and recouping, actually that is generating an amount of additional funds above and beyond the expense of that, correct?
It is. So, listen, my theory is this: is that I think there's citations to be had. I'm not the chief that's going to push my officers to go out and write a bunch of tickets on the working man to create revenue for the city. I have never been that way. If they deserve a citation, they'll get the citation.
No, that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
I am talking about the backlog, clearing up the backlog.
Oh, that. Okay.
That's what I'm talking
sorry,
about.
I was on a different track. Sorry. I'm tunnel vision a little bit. So, yes, again, I'm going to be letting that person go to help me clear that up. I don't have the money to maintain that.
You're letting Katie go?
Not Katie, no. I hired a interim, she's a retired
Right.
person out of dispatch. She's a dispatch
That's
supervisor. She's helped us continue pushing on the
Yeah.
audit of the court and trying to get it prepped and get it up to speed.
And now
We're close to there, but we still have some work to go. But I gotta figure out how to get the core principles of the money back.
Well, my question
Yeah.
is that what you are paying her,
Mhm.
okay, is the payback from her work is
Yes,
in the
it-
black. So actually she is making you.
So, Chief, sorry to interrupt. I think what he's referring to is the changes in some of the programs to where we're able to recoup the fees that haven't been paid
Yes,
in
some
some
of them.
years.
Yes, some of them, yes. I see where you're going. I'm sorry, because there's multiple levels on that. Yes, there are some. There are some that we're washing because they're so old.
I was gonna say, how much are they?
Yeah, I mean, in a nutshell, the court has been really messed up for years, and it was training bad habits in municipal court. Not ours, all of them. There's no protocols or procedures in municipal courts, which is very shocking to me. When I took the role on, I was like surprised at how bad. And we would send a court clerk to Sutherland to train theirs, or vice versa. And they were training bad habits. And what is happening? And so it's one of these things where when I started going through it, I saw stuff where we were charging people that we shouldn't have been charging, or people that needed to be paid back that didn't get paid back, or people that paid longer than they needed to. And I'm like, this is not right. Regardless of the outcome, we need to make sure that's fixed. I think that's what he's talking about. And so we are fixing it. Now, can there be a cost to it? Sure, there can be a cost to it. So far, we haven't ran into anything huge, but we've had custodies that were concerned. Again, it's a problem, and I'm trying to fix it. So, and I think I got a knack on it, and I think that it is fixed, and we're moving forward properly. But there's a lot of issues there. And so the thing that I found as your police chief is that I found a lot of areas within the city, not just my department, that had a lack of training and education to the specific profession they were in that caused a lot of these problems. And it was we talked about it. It's a systemic issue. And it was happening not just in Winston. It's happening in Myrtle Creek. It's happening in Roseburg. It's happening in Sutherland. They're all having their issues. We just ran across it and started discussing. I'm actually going to a meeting with 4 chiefs tomorrow down in Phoenix, and we're going to have a chat in the car and sit down and talking about specifically the court stuff. So to go visit a retired guy. So, anyways, that's all I have.
Chief,
Yeah.
to be right up front with you. One,
Prefer that.
I think we have the greatest respect for you. What you've done for the department has been more than phenomenal.
I have the best department in this county right now, and I have every agency that is working for me, and I have been very open. I got to get down. I've been very open with this council, with this command staff, with the community on everything I've done, and I've done exactly what I was hired to do, and that was make the best police department possible, and I have done that.
Yes,
and now I'm being asked to start to dismantle it, and I have a big problem with that, and I don't want to get into the public safety. I'm done. I'm good. Are we good? Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thanks.
Yep.
Thank you, Chief.
Yep.
Hi. Okay, administration, Mr. McIntosh, please.
Mayor, thank you very briefly, members of council, members of the audience. I want to thank Chief Sardi. He's talking a lot of sense. I don't want to get into a venting session myself because I don't think the council is the format for that. However, there's nothing worse as a city administrator than sitting down with a department or another official in the city and saying we have a horrible budgetary deficiency and we have to make reductions. Horrible feeling. Just when the numbers drop, when we get new numbers and we get pulled into that reality, especially someone like the chief that's done an excellent job throughout the years building a department, a destination that our police want to come to, revered by the county, respected by the city. It's a horrible thing. So we've been really trying to go through what remedies from a financial standpoint that we can, but economic costs, rising medical insurance costs, a culmination of a number of things have just put us in some real budgetary straits. So I want to thank the chief for his comments. He has the right to vent on this, but our numbers and our shortfalls have really hosed us. All of these programs, the money that we need to find, they're all needed programs, particularly in our police. And it's a hard process. So I'll leave it there as well. Thank you, council.
Is that the end of it?
It
Is
is.
that the end of your report?
It is. Thank you.
Nobody wanted it.
I knew that.
Nobody. Old business. Resolution number 26-1237, IGA, State of Oregon. Automatic, I'm having a rough one. Automatic license plate reader installation along OR 42. Before you read by title only, I have to let you know that I went to the OMA last week in Ashland. Very smoky, very hot. We talked about flock cameras. And as the state, as the different communities, Florence was the only one that was for them. And they've done a lot in Florence. It's helped them out a lot. A lot of other communities have had them, and the public outroar was so loud that they took them down. And that's what we're doing. Do I think we need to take them all down? No. No, I do not. I think they're a good thing, and if my grandson gets taken, I want somebody finding them. And these are a big help. This tells a big uncle whomever about more of what you're doing than those flock cameras. They're not looking at you, they're looking at the license plate. But there's issues. So anyway, I had to share that. Go ahead, Mr. McIntosh, read by title only.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council, members of the audience. Resolution number 26-1237, a resolution of the City of Winston, Oregon City Council authorizing the city manager to enter into an intergovernmental agreement with the Oregon Department of Transportation for license plate readers.
Staff reports, Chief Sardi.
So as we talked about flock cameras, we had it slated. I actually appreciate your comments earlier. I don't know how many agencies have done what we did. So on our website, if you went on our website when we had the flock cameras activated, they're still activated. They're not completely off yet. They're going to be, but we actually have on our website, go to the police department, and it actually shows locations of the cameras, a full audit of every agency by name listed in the website for anyone to review, because I think it's important for oversight from our community. Okay, but that being said, I appreciate your comments about being open, because we are open about it. Mm-hmm. Do I think there's a vital component to those? Yes, I do. But there is a national outcry on it, and everyone's upset about them. And honestly, if the citizens are the ones paying the bill, and if they don't want them, we're going to turn them off. And so that I sent the email out today saying to turn them off. Back to the staff report, we had a big issue going around between the county and us, the locations that I had the cameras with ODOT, and I can't believe that ODOT actually came through, but a lot of people don't realize those LPR cameras, they're in every Roseburg City car, they're in every OSP car, and they're in every Sutherland car. The only ones they're not in are mine and Myrtle Creek's. And they can drive around and it just notifies them. So we still have that accessibility. When we had the flock camera set up, we were having that access through the network. We were coordinated together within Douglas County, so all of them, for all officers in Douglas County, other than OSP, we had access to all of them. So we were able to network that way. So if I was looking for a car, say it was a guy that did car theft or something like that, I don't know, whatever. If it hit any of those cars, it would tell me that that's where it's at. It's in Walmart parking lot right now, or whatever, beyond the car, in the cars themselves. They're LPRs is what they call them. So our plan was to do $3,000 a camera, which is a lot of money, but they're not our cameras. They're flock cameras. Those flock cameras are $3,000 plus $500 installation. With ODOT, we worked with them. They finally approved it as the uptick was happening, especially like Eugene, I think kind of started the whole thing kind of going downhill. So I just think, again, my hands are tied, but we need to cancel that contract with ODOT and not move forward. We're canceling all $24,000 of cameras. We had 8 of them assigned to us. We had 2 on Looking Glass, 2 on Highway 42, 2 out on Highway 42 Kelly's Corner, and 2 down by the Dillardville. And we set them outside the city so we could set up on those vehicles when we were getting there. I mean, if we had them in the city, they'd be outside the city before we would notify them. So that's why we had them set up. But all of them, as of today, I asked them to shut them off and take them. So they're going to do that. So
They had it. I was talking to staff today, the police staff today, and they were telling me that they had it set up so if it was at Kelly's Corner, by the time they found out, they could be here and it would be.
We're set up on the vehicle. Yeah, that's the whole point. That's why we did them.
Take it that
because
way.
if we didn't do that, they would be. I mean, we're paying for them, but it would help the county or anyone else. It'd help us if we're looking for individuals. But all of them network together through Douglas County Dispatch, so that's how we can be notified. And really, there's no hiding information. I know that there was a case where officers got fired for like looking up girlfriends or wives or something.
Stalking women, 50 of them.
What they don't understand is, the flock system was used for that, but that's a LEDS NCIC violation. You can't do that anyway. So if there was no cameras there, they would have done it another way. and they would have still been fired for it. It's a LEDS NCIC violation no matter what. So, I mean, we would terminate someone for that too, or, you know, depending on the circumstances.
Well,
It
and
would
the
be
Ring camera canceled their contract with them also.
Who did?
So the Ring canceled your camera on
Oh,
your doors?
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So
think
it's
we're going to
not-
be we'll be
yeah.
the first agency to shut them down. We did have, all of them are up and running that I'm aware of. I think the manager was talking about that you thought that they were shut down last time or something.
At the county level?
I thought they
Yeah.
were shut down.
No,
That was-
everything's still active. Everything's still running. And currently ours is still running, but it should be this week now.
They have 14 active at the county level, correct? Just to correct the record on that.
Sheriff Hamlin said 8.
Eight,
Eight?
I think. Yeah, I think there's 8 with the county, and I want to say 6 with Roseburg, but they have them in there all their cars.
That might have been where the other number came from. There's been a lot of numbers on flock cameras,
Yeah.
kind of twirling around.
And there's not just Flock. You got Taser, who also offers LPR setup. So Tasers, they have that in their cars. We could never afford that, but they have that in their cars, and you can turn on what they call the LPR setting. Now, I don't know that Taser works off of LEDs and CIC. In other words, they would have to get that information. If they were looking for a specific car, they could find that car in their system, then they'd have to go back and run it. So it wouldn't give them like a lead stolen or an Amber Alert hit. I mean, the Amber Alerts are
That's-
awesome for those things.
yeah,
So
yeah.
if you got a kid that was kidnapped or whatever, I think if the public really dug into them, I mean, I even saw stories where they were saying people are Bluetooth, and I'm like,
Yeah.
we get so much data, but we don't look at the data. Like if we're looking, I mean, we don't even have time to look at the data, but it's there. Sure, it's there, but yeah. And then we in our website, we even had it where it shows who's authorized in our setups, who's allowed permissions to see our cameras. Every agency in there, no feds. And I know that's where the elephant in the room is the Fed component.
Yeah.
That's the elephant in the room that everyone knows about. That's how it started. That's where it's going. It's disconnected. It's not. It doesn't show that they have access, at least on our system.
I have ours.
So, anyways, so I recommend that we dissolve the resolution and move forward.
So we aren't gonna have any?
No.
So
We don't have the money for it. That's
I
the.
thought we looked at 4, just the 4.
We don't have the money for it.
I mean, we aren't.
I mean, I'm working on trying to do staffing level stuff. We're done doing that. I mean, again, and off topic, I was very disappointed with people on Facebook wanting my head because of the, I'm just saying, wanted my head because I wasn't doing, you know, I'm stopping my community outreach stuff. Well, again, like I told the council, I told this community, my core functions are to do the core principal law enforcement for this community. That's the core functions of my job. And all this other stuff, by the way, I'm the one that implemented it. I'm the one that started it because I loved it. I want us to be out in the community and work with the citizens and give out trinkets and do stuff. I have no money for it. So, and it all costs money. So if I don't have money for it, I can't do it. You know, my canine job, canine. I want a canine. I got a $125,000 canine car out there right now. I can't use it. 120-some thousand, 2022. Can't use it, right? You know how much it costs the city to operate the canine? About $8,600. I got $50,000 donated each whack, of about $120,000 in donations, and it was fully funded. Canine, dog, the whole Marianne. And guess what? We spent $13,000 in overtime on one day on the 4th of July. Does it even make sense? You know how well that canine supports our people, safety-wise, community outreach-wise, going. I mean, you're kidding me. And that's the frustration. That's what I'm seeing that the community doesn't understand. Anyways, I'm off topic. Sorry.
We don't want your head.
You don't want my help?
Head.
Oh, you don't want my head? All right. Well, that's good. I don't want to give my head up yet. I've got some things on my bucket list to do.
Okay.
Mayor and council, if I may, you have a recommendation from staff for denial on the resolution on the table.
I need comments from the audience. I remembered.
I just had a question.
Sure.
If I may.
If you gotta come back up here.
Oh, yeah, sorry. So my question would actually be
And you
to
are?
Police Chief Steve Hammerson from Roseburg.
There you go.
So so say you turn all the flock cameras off like at midnight tonight, is that like, do they immediately stop charging you, or is there a contract there where they?
So I signed the contract thinking I was going to keep them prior to getting the $215,000 whack. So I sent an email to the rep saying that we're no longer, I think I CC'd the manager in it, that we're no longer going to be doing this. I don't know what the protocol is to cancel them. So we're in the makings of doing it. I don't know exact time, dates, anything like that. But yeah, they'll just take they're their cameras, they're not even ours. So they'll just disappear one day.
Right.
I think when we see that our software isn't working anymore, I'm guessing, when the guys log on and be like, hey chief, our login's not working anymore, I'll be like, yeah, there's a reason.
And for your community outreach program, do you use volunteer?
No,
Or is there any volunteer
so
help there?
a couple things that I did with the community outreach. We have an office administrative assistant that is also a police officer, and a certified police officer, and she's like my face for the department. Everyone loves Sandy, so I utilized her as accordingly to go out and do these functions. And so when I took over 8 years ago, we only did 2 core functions in the department to the community, and I think we have 16 now. We did. And what I did is I bought a tent, I bought all the stuff for her to go out. I would go with her, like a greet with the chief. I would attend the kids' stuff. We did a lot of things like that. Well, the money is in the trinkets, believe it or not. People don't realize those hats. I mean, I got a bucket, I got 250 hats, it was like $800. It's crazy how much those hats are. The kids.
So it's not a volunteer issue, it's more of a.
It's a funding issue. Police departments run on
Yeah,
funding,
yeah.
and it's a funding issue. So I basically shut all that off. And then
Is there any assistance or collaboration with the county on helping you with that?
So it's funny you bring that up, because I actually got talked to by the sheriff wanting to come. We got called by our community members, and the sheriff asked me, he goes, what's going on with Melon Festival? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, well, community members in Winston want us to attend and put up our booth there. And I'm like, what? He goes, yeah, that's what I said. It's not my city. This is your problem. I'm like, I realize that it's my problem. I'm like, what are you doing? He goes, well, I'm talking to you. He goes, I'm not doing
Sorry,
it.
I have a habit of kicking the hornets.
No, that's fine, that's why you
apologize.
kicked it.
But this is what I'm talking about, is that now I'll have community members out, obviously from my head, because I'm not doing this, and they don't realize I'm the one that started all this, and I want to keep it going. Like, believe me, I would do it right now. Right now, I'd have it going. I have the money for it. So I'm back to core principles of operation. And it's slowly.
Collaboration that's one of my pillars that I'm running on, is collaboration with all the police chiefs,
Right.
School superintendents, city managers. Like, there needs to be a back and forth collaboration and assistance. A bridge there.
We could have used the $150,000.
What's that?
I said we could have used the $150,000.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
So
So
I'm
I
gonna
mean,
stop causing problems.
no, you're not causing
you're
any. No problem at all. So, thank you.
Okay, back to this. Council action. I need council action. I need a motion.
I make a motion that we terminate resolution number 261237, State of Oregon automatic license plate reader installation on OR 42.
And a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Here we go.
I think we still should have for one coming in.
Yeah.
To the city. I don't believe all the others we needed, but I still think we needed one at each entrance to the city. We are an island. You only needed 4. I don't know how much it cost.
They're 3,000 a camera, 500 installation. It's not, the way that we strategically place them would benefit us. Just having 2, I mean, it's a no-brainer. And again, we don't have the money for it. We gotta turn them off.
Yeah.
We're gonna be the first city in Douglas County to turn them off.
Mayor, council, if I may, as a departing thought on that, maybe a reduction in the cameras conceptually would make sense, but the chief is alluding to the fact that because of budgetary deficiencies, recent ones, this is an area he has chose to make austerity measures. So essentially, we can't afford it, meaning there's $24,000, and there's other areas that are higher priority. So unfortunately, the LPR has become subject to cut.
So, contrary voting no or yes?
Okay.
Or me. It's gonna
New
be-
business.
Okay, you voted
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it passed.
yes.
Yeah. New business. Sorry. Business license revocation. Classic Cuts, Dory Stanley, 92 Northwest Glenhart. There's a letter in your packet that has been sent to said customer, and we're giving her plenty of time to talk about it, to get back with administration before anything's done on behest of Chief Sardi. Correct?
Yes, Mayor, members of council, good evening, members of the audience again. So this is just a placeholder here so you have an understanding on what's happening. This is a recommendation, of course, from the chief and our police department. And I don't know how much he can discuss in terms of an open investigation, but it's very clear in your code if there's anything criminal related that has been committed, then there is a basis for a revocation. Now, this letter will go out, which will give the business owner. It did go out, yeah. Apologies, Mayor. It did go out, and it gives the business owner an opportunity to participate in this process at your next meeting when you consider the revocation of the business license.
Question: is it a charge? Is it a felony? And has a due process been done to determine innocence or guilt? Because my point is, if it hasn't been, a person has the right today in court, and they're proven innocent until they're innocent and proven guilty.
I will lean on the chief's position on this.
Is the council the one that I'm going to be presenting this case to?
Yep.
So I don't want to tarnish that.
We can't.
I will tell you the whole story if that's okay to do. I don't know that it's okay.
I thought that it's an ongoing investigation.
We've already wrapped it up.
We
We're
can't
just,
talk about it.
I can talk. I'll talk about it. 100% talk about it.
If it's wrapped up and concluded, then the
Is it
chief.
wrapped up in?
Well, I mean, it's to the district attorney. So
Okay,
I mean,
so
it's
it
not.
hasn't gone to court?
It's not. No.
Okay.
But I'm okay to talk about it, being the circumstances of the case. It's pretty bad.
But my point of it is, a person is innocent until proven guilty, and it hasn't gone through the court system. How can you revoke a license on a premise?
Counselor, I would just say, based on what I know, I was one of the officers there. I would not want that person doing business in my town. That's what I know. Regardless of the criminal aspect of
You
it.
see what I'm talking about?
I totally understand, and I know where you're going. I think at the end of the day, though, when you hear my story about what happened and what we did, you wouldn't want that person in your town either. So.
There's no more investigative efforts going on by our police
No,
department,
it's
so
not.
the chief has full latitude to provide you with details if you feel inclined. But the letter, go ahead, Chief.
I can do whatever. We can wait.
I'd like to hear it.
I would like to wait until we have response from the lady, because I don't really think it needs to be out into the public
Right.
until
I don't-
it is being decided on.
We will place it on your next meeting's agenda, and we will give her a full and fair opportunity to come and participate in defense of her business license.
All I need is, if that's the case, I need to make sure my case officer's here with me will testify to the council on what happened.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair.
I agree. I don't disagree.
I agree.
Okay. Okay, set council workshop dates.
Not at this time, Mayor. Thank you.
Ordinance 26-725 franchise agreement with Winston Dillard Water District. Read by title only, second reading, Thomas McIntosh.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance number 26-725, an ordinance of the City of Winston, Oregon City Council, granting a non-exclusive franchise to the Winston Dillard Water District for the maintenance and operation of a water system.
And staff report, Mr. McIntosh.
Thank you, Mayor, members of council. The original staff report was rendered to you at the last meeting. We have, this is the same franchise agreement we had in place for the previous 5 years. So we did not change any element other than the date. We charge the Winston Dillard Water District 6% of their gross income every year. It's about $105,000 annually in gross revenue, $104,000 and change to be exact. On their gross revenue to operate and do business in our streets, more particularly to do work within our right-of-ways. It's a fairly standard operating franchise agreement. Happy to take any questions.
Is 6% the max?
It is not, but similar to the previous staff report, we just felt our relationship here that we're trying to build, the rapport we're trying to maintain. Typically, you know what happens with these franchise agreements. If you increase it, they will pass it on to the citizens. So we have to be very strategic on how we look at that, and apologize about the analogy, but raising it a percentage or two, the juice wasn't worth the squeeze there.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you for not doing that. Thank you. Thank you for me. Thank you. Okay, comments from the audience? None? Council action. I don't need any council action. It's a second reading.
It is, you need
Oh, you
motion
have
for
to approve
adoption.
it. Okay.
I move to approve ordinance number 26-725 is read.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay. And all in favor?
I can't vote.
And you
so
can't
I-
vote.
Yeah.
And Counselor White has to recuse herself because she's on the Water Board,
We-
District Board.
We do still have a quorum. Does your motion include full
Yes.
adoption on the franchise agreement?
Yes.
Thank you for that clarification.
That's where I come in. It's cool. Upcoming agenda items. Non-agenda items from the council. Right on. Go to the order. Your check copies and claims in excess of $500 are in your packets. Announcements. Urban Renewal Agency has a meeting this Thursday at 5:30 at City Hall. And there is a free walk-in Medicare/Medicaid assistance with SHIDA Wednesday, August 26th, all day here at City Hall. Executive session.
None, Your Honor.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you very, very much for coming. Hopefully we'll be better next time.
Enjoy it now.
Quick question. What are they doing to the property across from?
It's been a long day, man.
Planning committee is doing something about it. Just being-
Yeah, there's a,
So questions that we had among the school board. You know what I mean? So we didn't know what it was for, what the plan to do.
sure, there's a public hearing on September 2nd before the Planning Commission.
Well, this is.
It's for a plan amendment zone change to change it to high-density residential. And there will be subsequent development.
High density, right?
Yeah, about 105 apartment units is what they're putting over there. They ran into some archaeology hotspots, so they're having to work around those. It's a fairly significant development. We need the housing unit, so at the staffing level, everything that they've submitted meets the criteria of the code. So when we're pushed into that space, we're kind of forced to offer a recommendation of approval. But if the school board or the district has any issues, then certainly we can flush those out.
They said no, they brought it up. It was like- They said they was going to low density. So it's like.
It's
oh.
high. There's some low there already, but it's mainly ag open. Who's your chair now? Okay. Yeah, I saw him at the Susan Creek the other day. I came across. He's with Jeff Johnson, or Jeff Jones.
The son-in-law. So.
Turn this off.